my usual and great pleasure to welcome you to this great race and to say that we hope we have a good day tomorrow and that it'll be rough as hell. The weather looks promising. We've had some smooth races, and I think it is a good time that we had one which tests all the hulls. I'm not going to elaborate now or later on the safety factor. We all know that one major disaster, one flame up or one collision can finish this race. Therefore, I do beg of you to be careful at the start. There's 230 miles to go, so just please remember that at the start.
10 a.m. Saturday, August the 22nd. The weather turns out to be dull and misty. The sea is disappointingly calm. There are 57 competitors in this international Daily Express offshore powerboat race from Cowes to Torquay and back to Cowes again. In the 10 years history of this classic race, average speeds have jumped from 22 knots to over 70. The question is, will records tumble today? Powerboat racing has created its own aces. Out in front already is Britain's Tommy Sopworth in Miss Enfield 2. He's won twice before. There are two Italians, Vincenzo Balestrieri in Black Tornado and Francesco Cosentino in Red Tornado. And another British boat, Avenger 007. The first turn is just ahead, and straight into the lead goes round Britain winner Pasco Watson's boat, Avenger 007. Sopwith follows with the two Italians hot on their heels. After an 11-mile duel around the buoys, the boats set out on the rest of the 236-mile course. They've yet to skirt the Needles, head past Hurst Point, Portland Bill, and cross Lime Bay to Torquay, and all the way back again. Avenger 007 is reckoned to be the fastest boat in the race, but it's early yet, as Tim Powell, who's driving 007, and the Italian ace Balestrieri settle down to duel it out. There's a lot of jockeying for the first position. Tommy Sopwith tears to the front, averaging 70 miles an hour. Balestrieri hurtling along, still hoping to clinch the World Championship. And close behind him, number 89, his fellow contender, Cosentino. Also among the leaders, the Bahamas entry, Cigarilla. Four powerful outboards straddle across her stern, making her one of the fast ones. The Navy in the fast patrol boat HMS Scimitar is part of the rescue organisation spread out over the whole of the 236-mile course down to Torquay and back. Hurst Castle, the westward sentinel of the Solent, and Tommy Sopwith is still in the lead, making it all look so comfortable. He's speeding along now, averaging an effortless 66. At the North Channel buoy, just below Hurst, Avenger 007 has dropped back to third place. HMS Scimitar keeps watch as the boats make for the open water of the channel. Here's a previous winner, Sir Fury. Other rescue boats are also on duty. So far, there's been no demand on their services. Number 400, Miss Enfield 2, off Durston Head on the South Dorset coast. Tommy Sopwith leads by several minutes. If there was any rough weather, this is where he should have caught it. But still, all is smooth. There are no problems for himself, his boat, or his crew, Charles de Selincourt and designer Don Shed, who's acting as engineer. And the Italian, Cosentino, is still on his trail. Avenger 007 still surging on in third place. She's having trouble with a broken water pipe and she's lost speed. Already the race is taking its toll. The Norwegian entry Dracula shares 2 steering bolts off Durston Head. For a while she contorts fiercely out of control, then comes to a full stop before retiring. Shock news. One Italian ace is out. Vincenzo Balistrieri limps back into Cowes. One of his 3 powerful engines has blown up and he's forced to retire. This race has never been kind to him. 2 years ago, his boat sank in Lyme Bay, and last year, engine trouble also forced him out. Another casualty. 405 Express, the Ivory Coast entry, ends the race in a cloud of spray off Durston. The boat leaps madly when holed by debris. The crew are forced to beach it. Still third, Avenger 007 heads out beyond Portland into Lyme Bay. On the bill itself, more spectators are treated to a grandstand view. The leaders are well beyond the rest of the pack, which are making their acquaintance with Lyme Bay. Normally, this is the toughest part of the race. Today, there's smooth water all the way. Racing catamaran High Mac forging on with a 100 horsepower outboard on each hull to drive her. And another boat in trouble. For an entry called Just in Time, time has run out. Surprise, surprise, Cosentino is in the lead at the Skerries. It turns out to be part of a crafty Tommy Sopwith manoeuvre. To take the pressure off his boat, Sopwith allows the Italian to overtake, knowing that he can grab the lead back in the calmer waters of Torquay, which in fact is precisely what he does. Sopwith tactics have now become legendary in this race. In 1968, he sneaked inshore out of sight of his nearest rival in Lyme Bay to snatch the lead and to go on to win.
We passed Cosentino within sight of the mark at Torquay and managed to round that mark first and got that tremendously encouraging sign saying number 1, which took our minds back, I think certainly Charles de Selincourt's and mine, back to 68 when this happened in Telstar, and we very nearly fainted because we were so surprised to be in the lead. This time, in fact, we knew what the situation was. Equally, we knew that we'd got much calmer water because we were going to go downhill on the way home, and we were much more confident this year than we were in 68.
Fire! Black smoke signals real trouble for Carnation. Those rescue services are soon alerted, and Scimitar, which has spotted the smoke, is already on her way. She arrives to find Carnation a mass of flames 12 miles west off Portland Bill. Another ship stands by as the glass fibre is eaten away in the heat of the blaze. Carnation's three-man crew, Richard Brierley-Jones, Mike Sheridan and Tony Martin, are safely on board another racing boat, Miss Smirnoff. Meanwhile, firefighters on board Scimitar pump foam over the burning wreck. The fire follows an explosion on Carnation. The crew faced a sheet of flame in front of them as the petrol tanks blazed. They tried to fight the blaze with extinguishers, but when this had no effect, they jumped overboard and scrambled into a rubber dinghy. At the briefing, Sir Max Aitken had reminded the crews of the dangers of powerboat racing. His fear was that something like this might happen in the crowded Solent. The insurance premiums on powerboats are very high. These boats can cost anything between £5,000 and £30,000. To be in powerboat racing, you've either got to be rich or you have to find a wealthy sponsor. There's little that can be done to save a boat once a fire has really got hold. All that's left is a patch of burning oil. The gallant rescue of the crew by Miss Smirnoff puts her out of the race. For them, a crowded boatload back to Cowes. But the race is still very much on. As the race progresses, the retirements come in thick and fast. 29 of them, all told. Out goes that fast cat, High Mac. A drive shaft is broken. The sleek Round Britain entrant, HTS, is out as well and towed home. Avenger 2, the boat which won the Round Britain, is also in difficulty with engine trouble. Hard luck for our new owner, Derek McGowan. Cowes hotelier Robin Bateman is also limping home in his screwdriver. No luck, too, for sunny Jersey. Powerboats were never designed to go upside down. But Tommy Sopwith is having no trouble in Miss Enfield too. The twin engines, with their total of 850 horsepower, have behaved perfectly. As he roars by Hurst Castle, Tommy opens up the throttle to head for Cowes and home. He's touching the 80s. Yet when he won 2 years ago in Telstar, Tommy averaged only 38 miles an hour. But conditions were very rough then. Miss Enfield is 32 feet long, a contrast in size with the liner Chusan, outward bound from Southampton. All Tommy Sopwith has to do now is to dodge the spectator craft and to take the finishing gun. His time from Cowes to Torquay and back again is 4 hours and 2 minutes. That's an average of 58.5 miles an hour, 8 miles slower than last year's record. And the win puts him into second place in the World Championship Stakes.
Having crossed the finishing line, it's the most intoxicating situation, quite apart from the champagne itself. The whole atmosphere is. And it's very difficult, in fact, to put into words. It's a sort of magic of a situation which has been built up over a period of days. And this daily express race generates an atmosphere which is totally unique in powerboat racing. And if one is fortunate enough to arrive at the climax of the event as the winner, it's a situation that, in a sense, one dreams about. It's absolutely marvellous.
The winner gets the champagne. The second, a share alongside at the winner's berth. Francesco Cosentino is an Italian politician, so he understands the meaning of only coming second. But if it's any consolation, his placing means that he's won through enough championship points to stay in second place with Tommy Sopwith. Both now have 33 points. Ballastry Airy, who's out of the race, still leads them with a total of 36. Acting as winner's berth is Southern Television's camera boat Southerner. She's been used to film part of the race. There's a big cheer for the third boat home. It's the Fury, the Gardner brothers boat, a veteran and winner of the 67 race. Fourth is the Bahamas entry Cigarillo, and Avenger 007 made it in fifth place. But it's Tommy Sopwith's day. He's home to an armful of prizes from Princess Alexandra.
£1,000 for overall winner. The Gloucester Hotel Trophy and £250 for the first class porcelain bill. The Alcan Trophy and £250 for the first aluminium hull to finish. The Daily Express Award of £100 and the Leeds Trophy for first class Torquay. The SBBNF prize for the first British hull to finish. The Bahamas Trophy for the Miami Nassau prize. The return of entry fee for the best presented entry, Miss Enfield 2, Tommy Sopwith. Charles the Selling Court, and of course Tom Shedd.